But this wasn't the only press conference to happen today. You also had a big presser for Davante Adams, where, as we talked about last week, contract negotiations stalled out and stopped between the Packers and Davante Adams. And we got a very, very clear view of what Davante Adams wanted, because Davante Adams was asked, if Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay past this season, would you take a pay cut, a hometown discount to stay? And he said, no, we will not be doing that. Davante Adams then went on to justify, saying, I am the best wide receiver in this league. I want to be the highest paid wide receiver. It's simple as that. He meant to talk about like how he does such great things for the community, that he outplayed his previous contract, which is 100% accurate. On top of that, he's never gotten into any trouble. He's a role model, blah, 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 blah. He's all of these things, and he says that I have earned this money. And so what this is going to come down to is he's basically telling the Packers, either you are going to pay me this money or another organization is going to. And quite honestly, he's 100% correct. Davante Adams really doesn't have a lot to lose here, because Davante Adams is arguably the best wide receiver in the league. And so because of that, he kind of says, listen, either I'm going to go get it from somewhere else or I'm going to get it from you guys. And I know a lot of people are pushing back against this, like, oh, Davante Adams being greedy and stuff like that. But we talked about this when Ryan Grant and I did our show last year, is that players have a limited window in which they can make a lot of money. And after that, it's gone. And Davante Adams has put together a body of work, and I will wholeheartedly agree, he deserves to be the highest paid wide receiver. That doesn't mean the Packers have to cater to him or that they're even able to based off of our cap space. So basically what it's going to come down to is, are the Packers willing to shift on this? Because Davante Adams seems very, very steadfast that he is not going to budge. He mentioned the NBA, basically saying that these superstars get these mega contracts because they've earned it. He's like, it should be that simple in the NFL, but it's not. So he's basically saying, again, ball is in your court. If you would like to pay me a crap ton of money and make me the highest paid wide receiver, I will stay in Green Bay, Wisconsin. If not, no hard feelings, but I'm going to go get money. And I feel like the people who are saying like, oh, that's greedy of him and like, you know, like that's really crappy loyalty, all that stuff. Again, Adams outplayed his previous contract and it turned out to be a pretty good bargain. On top of that, you can't say, well, it's a business when it comes to the front office, and that's why they drafted Jordan Love, and that's why they can't do this, that, and the other thing for Aaron Rodgers, but then also turn around and say, oh, well, Davante Adams shouldn't try to get his money because he should have loyalty. No, it's a business from the player's perspective as well. So Davante Adams, if he is as good as he usually is this season, he gets to dictate his market and say, hey, highest bidder, let's do it. And quite honestly, I don't blame him. So for Aaron Rodgers, it's never been about the money, as he's reiterated. But for Davante Adams, he's saying like, no, it's about the money. Pay me. So you have two star players with very different problems with the Green Bay Packers front office. I imagine the easier one to solve is Davante Adams, just not mathematically and not if you're Russ Ball. And of course, the final story of the day is Randall Cobb officially joining the Green Bay Packers. The Packers traded a 6th round pick to the Texans, and the Texans are paying $3 million of his contract, which is amazing and a steal. So it seems that Cobb had to take a pay cut to come and play here, which again kind of goes back to Aaron Rodgers' point about Preston Smith and about players willing to go here to win championships. It kind of speaks true. I love this deal. You know, Rodgers talked about wanting a slot receiver. I know we talked about this with Amari Rodgers yesterday. They have that connection in which you had Amari Rodgers' dad was the wide receiver coach for Randall Cobb. And I think that this just allows Amari Rodgers to really kind of just develop and sit behind someone that he sees already as a mentor, as they're already really close. And it'll just help him have a longer and more successful future in the NFL, whether or not he gets more or less snaps this year.